To begin the show, my friend, my greatest champion, and the person who has inspired and kept me and encouraged me to do this little Flint Give a Slam joint. It's Kenny Roberts, and he's coming up to read first. Thank you, Kenny. And throughout the evening, we have been graced with Christopher Collins, who will be performing. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, I'll close the door.
I know Cindy read some Ginsberg at the last one, the Sunflower Sutra. So I thought I would also read some Ginsberg tonight. A fragment of the Wichita Vortex Sutra. The whole thing would be about 48 minutes, so I'll just do a little bit of it. It was written in '66 when Ginsberg was 40. And the whole poem is actually quite relevant today. So, I'm an old man now and a lonesome man in Kansas, but not afraid to speak my lonesomeness in a car. Because not only my lonesomeness, it's ours, all over America, oh tender fellows. And spoken lonesomeness is prophecy. In the moon 100 years ago, or in the middle of Kansas now. It's not the vast plains mute our mouths that fill at midnight with ecstatic language. When our trembling bodies hold each other breast to breast on a mattress. Not the empty sky that hides the feeling from our faces, nor our skirts and trousers that conceal the body love emanating in a glow of beloved skin. White smooth abdomen down to the hair between our legs. It's not a God that bore us, that forbid our being like a sunny rose, all red with naked joy between our eyes and bellies. Yes, all we do for this frightened thing we call love, want and lack, fear that we aren't the one whose body could be beloved of all the brides of Kansas City. Kissed all over by every boy of Wichita. Oh, but how many in their solitude weep aloud like me on the bridge over Republican River, almost in tears to know how to speak the right language. On the frosty broad road uphill between highway embankments, I search for the language that is also yours. Almost all our language has been taxed by war. Radio, antenna, high tension wires, ranging from Junction City across the plains. Highway cloverleaf sunk in a vast meadow, lanes curving past Abilene to Denver, filled with old heroes of love. To Wichita, where McClure's mind burst into animal beauty, drunk, getting laid in a car in a neon-misted street 15 years ago. To Independence, where the old man's still alive, who loosed the bomb that slaved all human consciousness and made the body universe a place of fear. Now speeding along the empty plain, no giant demon machine visible on the horizon, but tiny human trees and wooden houses at the sky's edge. I claim my birthright, reborn forever as long as man in Kansas or other universe. Joy reborn after the vast sadness of war gods. A lone man talking to myself, no house in the brown vastness to hear. Imaging the throng of cells that make this nation one body of prophecy. Language by declaration as pursuit of happiness. I call all powers of imagination to my side in this auto to make prophecy. All lords of human kingdoms to come. Shambhu Bardi Baba, naked, covered with ash. Kaki Baba, fat-bellied, mad with the dogs. The Horahava Baba, who moans, oh, how wounded, how wounded. Sechiram Ankar Das Thakur, who commands, give up your desire. Satyananda, who raises 2 thumbs in tranquility. Kalipada Guaroy, whose yoga drops before the void. Shivananda, who touches the breast and says, Om. Srimada Krishnaji of Brindaban, who says, take for your guru William Blake, the invisible father of English visions. Sri Ramakrishna, master of ecstasy eyes, half closed, who only cries for his mother. Chaitanya, arms upraised, singing and dancing his own praise. Merciful, Shango, judging our bodies. Durga Ma, covered with blood, destroyer of battlefield illusions. Million-faced Tathagata, gone past suffering. Preserver Hari Krishna, returning in the age of pain. Sacred Heart, my Christ, acceptable. Allah, the compassionate one. Yahweh, righteous one. All knowledge princes of earth man, all ancient seraphim of heavenly desire, divas, yogis, and holy men I chant to. Come to my lone presence into this vortex named Kansas. I lift my voice aloud, make mantra of American language now. I here declare the end of the war. Ancient days illusion, and pronounce words beginning my own millennium. Let the states tremble. Let the nation weep. Let Congress legislate its own delight. Let the president execute his own desire. This act, done by my own voice, nameless mystery, published by my own senses, blissfully received by my own form, approved with pleasure by my sensations, manifestation of my very thought, accomplished in my own imagination, all realms within my consciousness fulfilled. 60 miles from Wichita, near El Dorado, the golden one. In chill earthly mist, houseless brown farmlands, plains rolling heavenward in every direction. One midwinter afternoon Sunday, called the Day of the Lord. Pure spring water gathered in one tower, where Florence is set on a hill. Stopped for tea and gas.
Thank you for the reading of the Wichita Sutra. Our next performer tonight is going to be Brenna Kavanaugh, and she's coming to share some acoustic guitar and very acoustic singing, and she's a great sport. Let's hear it for her.
Let's see how this works, hopefully you can hear me. Hey everybody.
Hello.
So please be kind, I'm kind of a new guitar player. So hopefully.
So alright.
Alright, right?
Without ever saying
eyes. Sunlight smells and catches figure in a perfect shadow behind. Stumble forth with fresh down lines. Trying anything and everything just to make you mine. Please, oh please, leave me behind. The sky will open when you smile, and the rainbows inside.
Beautiful. I want you to play just this, but I just want people to know that she was promised an amp and a microphone, and for some reason I couldn't provide her those things tonight. And like a champion, the show must go on, and she went on, and thank you so much.
No problem.
I can only imagine what your vocals sound like amped up.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
They really are. Hey, Chris.
Okay, so I have a couple more.
How you doing?
This song was inspired by Amy Mann, because I love her, as far as the style, and it's written about a bad relationship.
Yes. Yes.
I'm the soft voice that you hear. I'm the whisperer in your ear. I could be your favorite girl.
Well, Chris, we don't have as large a turnout. Would you like to play a little bit for us? No, you're done? No, thank you. I don't mean to take advantage. In that case, then I would like to say that Christopher Collins has accompanied some great musicians. He's an accomplished artist on so many levels. He is award-winning photographer, artist, obviously percussionist, and I just can't thank him enough for coming here tonight to do our little slam. And the next person who is coming here to express, undress, and elevate, if I know her, she will, 'cause that's how she is. Key Ray.
Me next. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's supposed to be Rachel.
Excuse me, Rachel, would you like to?
Oh, dude, I'm so happy to be watching you. Truly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, better? Good? Okay. Alright, 2 new poems. One of them I just finished today. To the places inside me where poems don't exist. There is something sadistically attractive about crumbling inside your own hands. There are parts of me that need to be dark, need to be sulfur, desire to burn. I cannot deny them their right not to be beautiful. But I have been, hollowing out my halo because the halo shines so holy, so hypocritical, so filled to the brim with high expectation. I danced with my demons so long I became one and lied as I laid them on the bed of all my bad decisions. Decisions like forcing myself to write pretty poems when everything inside me is a monstrous earthquake because no one wants to hear about panic attacks or the way my nerves scatter throughout my spine like frightened crows. Just stand behind the microphone and become that meticulous mannequin for the next 3 minutes and pray someone listens for the foreign in this body, in this blood. There is empty in an identity when no one allows it to name itself. How long have I let myself be called everything I'm not, forgotten who I am, placed this personality under quarantine until it regulated itself to be relatable to everyone? In the places inside me where poems don't exist, I am coming to grips with my own mortality. I am human and have been terribly afraid to be so. But perhaps it is those parts of me where the necessary words live. Next new poem, I wrote this a couple days ago. No title either, but I kind of like it. It is the ability to love the image in the mirror regardless. The reverence of spirit, of soul, when everyone needs saving, but you only draw a sword for self, letting no one confuse your solitude with cowardice. Courage is holding your sanity in the midst of chaos. It is the war you wage with depression and anxiety, the willingness to accept without surrender, to remain undefeated even amidst the agony. As your emotions run rampant like jealous lovers vying for your time, and your existence is a never-ending earthquake, all fragments, all shifting hope. When tectonic plates take place in your ribcage and you find your faith bleed for quarantine, it is courage that still stands, still smiles at the battle scars, still spins stories of survival, still prides itself in the progress, still pursues peace in the midst of the plague. It is the ability to love the image in your mirror when you are more war zone than woman, more minefield than man, more battlefield and bombs than body. To still be still, knowing that this world has no power to destroy you, and that you are within every right to remain.
That was powerful. That was powerful. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we have a smaller turnout than I would have liked, but it's a perfect group. And I'm so grateful for every single one of you tonight. And the next person to appear for us will be our friend Rachel. Hey everybody.
Hey,
I always start out with gratitude. So I want to say thank you to everybody, especially Cindy and Chris back here. Yeah. So I always do like a year from where we were last, like when I read older stuff. So whatever. This is from November of 2014. It's called Stealth. My mother's mother gave me the ancient means. I've learned their prayers, learned to hide my hair, fold up like origami and slip in and out of myself. Time traveler, I've got the dreamer's stealth. And this one's from a year ago as well, November 4th of 2014. It's maddening, you cool, calm, and collected heckler of truth, the way you peel your opinions like a banana, how I'm scared to slip on the skin of your fruit. Sometimes I want Joni Mitchell's river, Dorothy Hamill's skates. I find the quickest exit, I master the art of escape. Thank you guys. So exactly. So I'm kind of a tiny poet. Is my
that's your stage?
is my thing. Yeah. Yeah. So the last like 4 are all tiny. So the first one's called Mondays. First they work, coming in droves like ants possessed, scurrying on their lawnmowers, leaf blowers strapped to their back. When the men come home from work, to their wives, to their girlfriends, to their babies, they smell like gasoline and grass clippings and labor. Some of the guys who come to my house every Monday and mow my lawn, I appreciate them so much because I don't have to do it. So this one's called Murphy Bed Specialist. I only know how to self-contain, Murphy Bed Specialist. If folding into myself was a yoga stance, I'd be the proud warrior.
Wow.
Rewind.
One more time.
One more
Oh,
time.
thank God.
I only know how to self-contain, Murphy Bed Specialist. If folding into myself was a yoga stance, I'd be the proud warrior. Thank you guys. I'm kind of blushing a little bit.
What's that Murphy bed, man?
So the next one's called Dirty Dishwater Seer. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Seer. It's like S-E-E-R, to know things, like those people who predict the future. Is it seer or seer? If I were a seer, I would gaze into the dirty dishwater, bubbles, struggling to survive in the cold of my absent-mindedness. I would root out my fate. And the last one is called On Porches. It's a throwback to Halloween. Happy Halloween! On porches, pumpkins in November begin their slow rot, hurried by Indian summers. Don't pretend you don't know about the inside, carved, bare flesh, scarred, black from votive candles. Someone made off with the seeds. Thank you, everybody.
So Rachel, Rachel, about that chapbook that you're publishing next year.
Well,
Thank you.
our next performer is Drew Nelson. He's going to share. And we are here to hear.
Thank you. This is the last thing I wrote. It's not about anything extremely recent. Last snowfall, actually. It's called 666 Rankin Street. Tracing down to the root of the problem, find roots connected to a cracked stem. Inhale smoke, fog the chamber of a cracked heart. Exhale, watch his soul depart. Curled up on a floor, trying to stay warm. It's winter, just north of hell, where lost souls wander. Broken mothers and fathers, sons and daughters. Gunshots ring out as he loads a syringe like a shotgun. This shit's not fun, ready to be done. Leave life like an unfinished book or a half-sung song. Wake up to find hope in a sunrise he saw in an angel's eyes. And a split second it takes a heart to love, it also breaks. Love is slick, like wheels slip on ice. Last swig of vodka, full throttle. Last swig of vodka from the bottle, full throttle. Hoping for a message from his lover as the car flips over.
Love is slick like what?
Love is slick like wheels on ice. This one is called Crooked. These actually go to a song, but I'm not playing it tonight. So it was originally written as a poem and then went to a song. So this is it. Clocks turn and spin. Minutes are days gone by. A child is born, a new life to try. Eyes open wide, explore this crazy life. Embrace the sun, find your love. Floors can slip, I've seen it done. This game we play, it's not supposed to be. The line is crooked, the needle is dull. Play with fire, get locked away. Embrace the sun, find your love. Floors can slip, I've seen it done. It's all you need, I'd die for you. Put it all away at the morning bell, trading heaven for this beautiful hell. I read this one at the last one, but you get the pleasure of hearing it again. This one's no title. Fall in love with the pleasure, get inspired by the pain. Money won't help, but a few words can. I'd fold, but I got a few bucks riding on this next hand. She said she was from no man's land. Shirtless, but I got a few tricks on each sleeve, they follow the band. Like October's fall, I'm ready to leave. I never stay long, but I take time to breathe. Holding all the cards, the fortune teller reads. Naked as nature intended. I'm a regular, a broken heart is mended. Borrow time from God, still trying to find some purpose. Hoping this try's now worthless. Going into debt with life collectors. Misplaced affection, finding beauty in buildings been abandoned. Every false scene is just a reflection. Truth is a rarely seen, mutual infection. Moving on with distractions, a common condition. Welfare and hard drugs, steady buzzed. Bad poems and one-night stands. Bad decisions eventually take a toll. 1 foot in the grave, make no mistake. Tomorrow could be great. That's the end for tonight, folks.
Well, thank you, Drew. Thank you. I'd just like to make a small announcement. Next month, rather we usually do this alternately, and next month I'm not going to conflict with Support Your Local Poet, but I believe that we can do this again, and so we're going to, and it's going to be so much better than it was today. Even though this is pretty spectacular, I don't know if I can really top it, because this is so intimate and beautiful, and just a celebration of words and ideas, and I'm just so happy to be a small part of it. And with that, I would like to offer you, as a sacrifice to poetry, Ether!
see my dreams encased in the box. Guarded by guardians with Glocks, with angel wing-like things going out of the darkness, unseen with the naked eye. But I was a box kind of kid.
Come on, can you tear it up?
Boxed in by the millennium of my skin, yet I remain constrained on this box bridge built on the burdens of bloody beauty, bruising her body, blue wings from the blue wings of a morpho who sings the true things like real love, kid. Cause she was raised in a place without what real love is. In her home, and pain had been poured from a picture onto a picture of her soul. See, kid had a heart to go, but her future was sold for a night long gone in the morning so cold. But she met a man with a love so mean, took 2 sips of his bitter brew and dove deeper down into the rabbit hole. Now I know that life can't be lived through a TV show, so change the channel. Or instead, smell the scent of her Chanel, inhale and take you to hell and let go as we keep on writing poems to drag me back where I belong in that mysterious place that's reminiscent of my fate, with my mind and heart are trapped behind the locked gates, so put with the seesaw of my mental states. Because on default, I feed off the lens born from a poem, you know, that freedom song. So I guess it's life in a bitter seesaw. Why I can't regret winning the climbs of the album or peaks fall, cause I just wanted peace, y'all. Now I can't regret slipping through the open cracks of the lid because I stopped for a moment and said no looking back. But I did. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I got some music that I've been working on with a couple of local producers. I'm gonna give y'all a little sneak, like an acapella kind of sneak peek of some of that CD's gonna sound like. It's got some borrowed, material from some older projects I worked on, as well as some new stuff that nobody's heard yet. So,
Drop in fall 2016.
wow, she like just made me drop this in fall 2016. Okay. But it'll sound a little something like this. I went from ghost recon to ghost writing heat for one of less than 7 C's till I see my seed more spitefully shooting in the garden of Gethsemane, taking crucial aim at Judas and Ted Kennedy. I thought that treason meant entertaining the enemy, suspicion of sedition. You ain't never been a friend of me, you. Alright, but let's see the facts where proof is. I'm like a chest shot cat in the 200 years and a proof fountain in the bottle of my youth, miss. Which is a word from me you never heard until I wrote this verse. And though the cost swerved, I've been big track the spoken word. I heard that the read was nice. Why to go anywhere but the limelight when I rhyme might take flight like I stole E.T. bite and rode it through the night at a height unbalanced in the nights. But consider that a falcon on a bike, right up to the night sky on a tightrope or a tight line. I just line of PDs, MCs, and be up for 16 and wrote and look the same for a record company display that won't ever see the light of day. See now we trying to pimp these butterflies, trying to turn these dollars into beautiful dollar signs in our ass. I asked Kendrick Lamar, how does the black boy fly? The answer to the crazy answers, asking him why. Like why? Why tell the melody end up selling myself? Staring into the mirror on the record label show. See my face in the case on a disc. Hit or miss. When the Grammy or end up shooting shit. Shooting this shit, I'm faster than I'm pressing, aggressive, steady stressing. Ain't got time to learn my lesson. But where I'm from, these brothers love guessing. Pillow talk, contemplating about cats who should've made it. Brothers who hating, late nights I should've stayed in. Women we chasing, brainstorm, precipitation. But whoever the weatherman, I write this all behind him. Except from the outside, looking in. Finding shelter in a king's brain. But who needs a window of time? So much pain. Thank you.
There's some things going on behind the scenes tonight which don't need to be addressed right now. But the show must go on and will go on and is going on. It is going on. There's so many beautiful things happening in spite of all the adversity and chaos getting the attention. So, in any case, sorry to change the subject, I am very, very happy to see somebody that I revere and admire deeply. A great talent is coming tonight, and he's going to share something brand new And something old is a favor to me because I begged him and I love it. So let's welcome Nathan Haskins.
There will be nothing new.
You didn't finish it?
No, I didn't.
That looks like a fresh beer, that's new.
Yeah, exactly. Come on
Come on,
now.
man, hold on.
Is that a new smile you just put on?
Okay, there it is.
It was a real genuine too. Before I did my invitation.
So,
Thank you.
I wouldn't for this grammar. I saw that.
we're gonna go to the old Robert Frost School of Poetry today.
Woo!
This is called A Fallen Leaf. One day while walking through the woods, trying my best to forget a memory, leaving behind just my footprints, and in hopes an old part of me, I came upon an age-tall tree, standing proud and standing high, laced with icing of fragile snow, its branches stretched into the sky. I asked myself what it could be, why I noticed this particular tree, before then realizing what it was, observing a single crumpled leaf. I looked at all the other trees, their leaves had all long been gone, stolen by fall's harsh winds and resting under winter's lawn. But this leaf still hung in place, amongst a world of wondrous white, refusing to come tumbling down without putting up the best of fights. I could see my breath in the cold as I watched random downy flakes strike against the leaf's bumpy surface, causing it to delicately shake. Standing silent, I gazed upon it, my heavy breathing the only sound, then watched as it broke away, starting its descent down towards the ground. It took its time drifting on the wind, not in the least bit rushed nor hurried, ripped away by a simple breeze after having faced chilled winter flurries. No reason struck me for my stopping to waste such time on a simple leaf, as the wind led it tossing, tumbling, destined towards a nearby creek. Its fate struck me as determined, regardless how it seemed to fight, ripped through the frigid air like a lost and stringless kite. As the wind began to slowly die, the leaf increased its topple down. I reached my hand above the creek, and it gently landed without a sound. I let it rest there on my chapped palm, holding it with the most intensive care, the chance of it crumpling in my hand, rising to be the greatest of my fears. In time, I brought it close to my face, examining each and every detail. It looked so old, its beauty lost, weak growth, crinkled, weak and frail. Logic screamed to forget about it, down on the ground where it belonged, but it sang an eerie, enchanting melody, reminiscent of a banshee's song. The snow was falling harder now, the clouds were getting thicker. Every time that winter breathed, the leaf would shiver and flicker. What had brought me to this leaf, perhaps I thought maybe fate, but as much as I could want to save it, the time for that was far too late. So I placed it gently as could be in the center of the forest trail, turned around and walked away, wishing the leaf a final farewell. As I gained my distance from it, thought inspired I could finally see the reason for its hypnotic charm was in a way it resembled me. I turned around fast with hope to see the old fallen leaf, but the snow had grown in depth, and now it rested underneath. So I continued walking through the woods, the day soon to be a memory, leaving behind just my footprints, an old discarded fallen leaf.
I believe there we are.
Second one's behind you.
I have a second
I would like that very much, yes. I couldn't tap in. I was going to share some new stuff with y'all, but I can't log online. I brought my laptop and I couldn't get it for you. And well, if it ain't rough, it ain't right. You know?
We got time.
It's long.
No, we do. I have another. I'm going to be performing.
Oh,
No. I want you to bring it. Bring it.
Let's stay in the same vein of what verse there. This is called The Conversation About the Meaning of Life. In a distant field with secrets concealed stood an ever so old aging tree. Near a babbling brook directly in look, his roots planted down far and deep. He'd been standing there for several a year and had seen much of all in his days. This tree, this willow, stretched with a glow in the afternoon sun's warming rays. His branches they laced like tears down a face, his trunk so incredibly wide, and they swept at the ground when the wind came around, throwing debris from his sides. His only friend on whom he could depend was a neighboring willow nearby. He came indeed from the elder's own seed, and stood still so young very nigh. The two on that day had much to say as they conversed about many a thing. They talked of the squirrels, the beautiful birds, and the lovely songs that they sang. But the younger had more he wished to implore that had been causing him very much strife. The main as of late that caused mental debate was, what is the meaning of life? He asked his old friend if he could help win a course for the answer he sought, and the older did laugh on his own behalf for the answer he claimed he knew not. But in truth he did know a lot more than he showed to his younger and dear apprentice, but he wished not to be, nor even to seem to the younger far too pretentious. The younger then asked, thou sat in his task, surely you know more than you say. You're old and wise, as shown by your size, and had stood far beyond all my days. My time has been short, and I cannot extort the answer I had hoped you would tell. But please reconsider your act, which has hindered my thoughts from again being well. For my mind is plagued with each passing day the answer to what I have asked. I fear the long run that with each new sun my chance to know will have passed. The older again laughed the grin at his small and still naive friend. Do not now fret, for the time is yet to come close to my bitter end. But I see your worry with your last show of fury, so I will answer the best way I know. That brook that you see can say better than me the answer you wish to be shown. The brook rattled by with a fierce churning cry as it sped on its long-lasting route. The older was sure that the speeding water knew exactly what life was about. The younger one looked at the majestic brook and saw not the larger one seen. It looked just the same as the water and rain that poured down each year in the spring. He looked up at his wiser, his lifelong advisor, with a bewildered and puzzling stare, then said with the tone of a frustrated groan, I'm afraid I see not nor care. For your words they are much wiser by far than most that I have ever heard. But I see not this time what you see in your prime, for that I assure you is just water. Then the older looked down with a fearful frown and said to his younger dear friend, I knew you would not see as you ought, but perhaps you shall in the end. For I assure you, young one, as sure as the sun will rise each and every new day, that there is so much more in that brook to adore than that what it is that you say. When you get to be tall and your leaves do fall, should never be grown back again, you will glance at that brook with an eye-widening look and see what was seen by your friend. The sound it does make and the feel of its wake is more than enough of a clue, and someday you will be truly thrilled when you see that my words do ring true. For I have watched the curves the brook must serve, waning and waxing from thin to wide, and no matter though if it is fast or slow, the water continues to stride. So at times it is rough, but others quite soft, but forever it persists to go. I have been for much and seen just as such as how, as certainly I know. And in my years I have seen many tears fall to the ground where we stand. From hearts being broke and death's firm choke, they slip through face-covered hands. Still I've seen tears fall just like them all to the same place as those of before, due to hearts of joy which wish to deploy that which warms their souls to the core. And these tears collect with unrealized neglect to form a brook of their own, and it makes its way all through the day to the distant and fearful unknown. That, my friend, I do contend is the answer you've been trying to seek, for we are all but one in life's lasting song, cloaked and gowned in mystique. The answer's not there, or at least all too clear of life's secret and hidden meaning. Perhaps like the brook, we are meant not to look, just simply to keep flowing and moving. And then with that, his final commit, the greater willow stretched towards the sky. The day was late and the moon could not wait to climb into the heavens so high. The younger thought of what he'd been taught as he watched the sun's final rays. He watched the brook move, following grooves paved out before the oldest first days. He tried to compare in the now chilling air life in the moving old babbling brook. He glanced at the beginning, then out towards the ending, and the long curvy path that it took. But he could not see like the great old tree and decided to give up the chase. What he had failed to see unveiled was the two were one and the same.
Well, I am happy to report that the Duke of Downtown has got something for us. He popped in on my humble little show before he went down to do his Wayback Machine Saturday night at Churchill's like only he can do. It is in imitable fashion. Without further ado, let me welcome Michael Hampton.
Right here on the dance team.
I don't have anything. I'm just going to make it up. Let's see what happens.
I wanted to put together a chorus, an exquisite chorus.
Something's coming, something in the air, something thrumming in the air. I smell smoke, I smell smoke. Something's burning, and all I have is one bucket. All I have is one bucket. I don't have anything but one So I take the advice of that genius Georgia drag queen and say, 2 tears in a bucket, motherfuck it. 2 tears in a bucket, motherfuck it.
Well, tonight I asked Chris Collins, I met with him yesterday, and I asked him to accompany me on something, and he was kind enough to say, okay, let's do this. So this man came out here to see this vision that I've always envisioned and actualized. And so here we go, and we haven't rehearsed, we've just talked about the beat. And this is gonna happen now.
All right.
You go first. Pretty little water lily on the water. Such a pretty little flower. Morning's cool, day gets hotter. Night comes, steal the day away. The moon come out to shine. And another day, she is left behind. And a new day dawns as a working man yawns. And he puts on his clothes to go face what only God knows. And as he steps out there and breathes the first breath of sweet morning air, inside is a woman full of pride for her man. Longing to tell him of her love, strong as an eagle, soft as a dove, patient as the pine tree that stands in the sun and whispers to the wind, he is the one. Nope. Pretty little water lily on the water. Such a pretty little flower. That is.
Is that it?
That's, yeah, is that it? Is that the end? Well, it is. Connie would like to read. You have something prepared for us?
Well, I have to do stuff.
I haven't been able to, I do have some things, but I didn't be able to get on my Wi-Fi, so well, there you go. And just so you know, out there in the Flint community, some sort of weird mishap happened this evening, seconds before I came in the door. And my 3.5-pound solid white with palomino ears lady picture show, my dog, Chihuahua, is missing. Some freak of nature happened. So since we're going to be on Access, if you see, she's about 6 years old. She weighs 3.5 pounds. She's extraordinarily tiny. I want her back. Make it happen. Let us know. where she is, if you see her, if you've seen anything. Okay, so in any case, now comes Kat.
That's happy. Hope you got a happy poem.
Shameless plea for my dog.
No, that was great. It was
Two
wonderful.
things. I do happy or sexual. Oh no, I do sad. I only have one happy poem. Okay, I found this, and a lot of people have problems believing that a 12, 13, 14-year-old wrote this stuff, but I had a lot of time to think. So, wavering along a mile of regurgitated bliss, forced into dreams influenced by thoughts, as if there were no hope. Or, is that my addiction to swallowing pain? Can I share this truth? I have no clue on which direction love flows. If I knew, I'd follow its currents, until suddenly dumped into a frigid world of darkness, invading my conscious thoughts. I go, I search, I wait. All along, I've waited for the darkness. Sorry! Okay. Then I have... Oh boy. I wrote one I haven't read yet. It's called, this one's recent. It's Not You. To touch is to tease. To taste is to savor. To see is to recognize. To smell is to tantalize. To hear is to vibrate. I sit staring at his mouth moving, and it's your voice I hear. It's your essence I smell. It's your eyes I see. It's your lips I taste. It's your jawline I touch. In my mind, as I sit, wishing it were you, staring at me, longing for you, alas, it's not you. It's a filler. For an empty heart, it's substitute I've put on you. It's a band-aid for a cavernous wound. It's right here, and it's not you. And here's one for hope. Here we go. Here's a happy one.
Good.
I wrote it in spring. Bring on the warm spring rains that fall through the trees, carrying the scent of the clouds. The water droplets that each carry their own shards of sunlight, millions of spotlights racing towards the earth. Come now, find my face, as my eyes close and my head tilts back. Come now, baptize me in the warm light of new beginnings.